Hello, and welcome to this week's highlight of the Civilization World Cup between one of the newest teams, HDR, from the Brazilian Civilization community, and the Russian team, CWC. HDR features Zomug, Eli, Wylots, and Metalbear, and CWC features Sandro Games, Vladimir, Dimitri, and Bezdomny. During the pick and ban phase, HDR chose Gaul, which would be the first time the newly released Civ would be used in the Civ World Cup. With the second pick, the CWC team chose Byzantium, so we were about to see a showcase of the new civs. The map was an inland sea, and you can see the start for Byzantium played by Bezdomny. They had some mountains, but were lacking fresh water, which is not uncommon for this map type. To the south was his ally America, played by Dimitri, who had a better spawn but also lacked fresh water. Dido was not far to the east on the coast and was the only naval civ for the team. Dido had a strong spawn with many resources to chop and improve. We finally get to see Gaul's first appearance in the CWC, played by Eli, who had a pretty average spawn with not many 2-2 tiles. To the southwest was their teammate Wylots, playing Catherine, Black Queen. Catherine had a lot of land, but was far away from the action. Metalbear, playing Norway, had a very strong start with 5 workable sea tiles in their capital, along with a 2-3 deer and several 3-2 bananas in the nearby land. However, they were missing a good holy site location to place adjacent to their harbor. To the north of Norway was the last member of the CWC team, Cree, played by Vladimir. They had a great spawn, settling on a geological fissure with an adjacent 2-3 deer. Zomog, playing Persia, was south of Cree and could help Norway protect themselves against what was likely an inevitable Cree invasion. Based on the spawns, we could expect America to battle against Gaul, while Cree would have to clash against Norway and Persia. As we move into the early game, you can see the Cree scouts creeping on Norway, preventing Norway from expanding north. Cree did a good job applying early pressure to Norway and Persia, causing a lot of trouble for HDR. On the west, Gaul was starting to build up, and you can see the +1 culture on their mines. America decided to really forward settle Gaul, placing a non-first city right between 3 horses. Their teammates must have told them where the horses were, as America was rushing bronze working for the team, and did not have animal husbandry when they settled the city. Back on the east side, you can see Cree doing a great job of surrounding Norway's second city, when Norway had very little land units to defend, as Norway initially went for boats and harbors, but had to adjust to fight back against Cree. Gaul noticed they had 2 opponents to their north, and did a good job blocking the chokes to prevent an early invasion. Byzantium got the first religion, picking choral music and defender of the faith. Moving back to the east, Norway was able to successfully push back the Cree scouts with some archers, but had fallen behind, only having 2 cities turn 26, and not even having a pantheon. Meanwhile, Cree had moved on to wreak havoc on Persia, surrounding Persia's 3rd city, who was unable to get an immortal out in time before Cree could raise the city. A few turns later, Norway was able to conquer Geneva, which was right next to an amazing volcano that had incredible tiles to work, including a 3 food, 3 production, 3 science tile, which would nearly double their science this early in the game. To the west, Gaul was getting a few of their unique district Opidium out. America decided to attack Antananarivo to get a new city. After attacking Antananarivo, America used their horses to open up a choke that would lead to Gaul. Gaul had some amazing mines after getting God of the Craftsman, with their iron mines providing 2 food, 4 production, 1 culture, 1 faith, and 1 science. 2 mines were also being used to give their campus +1 adjacency due to Gaul's unique bonus. America decided to take 3 horses through the western choke and was able to get a surprise attack on Gaul with some slick last move first moves. At the same time, Cree decided to push Norway again, which would force Norway to build even more land units. Cree was able to raise the city of Oslo, which would be the 3rd city Team CWC raised without losing any cities. All this put HDR in a very tough position to come back. Persia would come to the aid of Norway, but their units were far away with no road connecting them. While this was going on, Norway did a good job blocking the chokes in the water, preventing Dido from helping Cree, but eventually Norway would lose position and Dido would get caravels to travel in the deep ocean. Dido was swimming well, getting a lot of cities and settlers while completing lighthouses and harbors in every city. With Rainquery, they were able to double the top science of HDR. Dido even found a religion in order to get converted by Byzantium, so Byzantium could get their additional combat bonus. The American force stayed on Gaul's border and did a good job pillaging tiles to keep pressure on Gaul. After building the statue of Zeus, Gaul decided to put some pressure on America with spearmen and archers to try to relieve some pressure. The push would be defended, but it caused America to build many more units. The caravels went to Norway's capital to begin the invasion, and Norway decided to hide some of their navy south so they wouldn't lose it all immediately, and hoped walls could defend. However, Dido had a cod. Byzantium decided to build their unique district, the Hippodrome, which replaced the entertainment complex and gives a free heavy cavalry unit when completed, as well as when each building is completed in that district. Those units require no resources to be created or maintained, which could be powerful for late-game pushes. Norway tried to come around Dido's army and attack caravels while they were weak, but Dido was able to capture Norway's capital even with all the units surrounding. France, who was left alone on the south of the map to Sim, built an amazing great bath providing 4 faith to floodplain tiles in the city. Norway would go on to lose a second city to Dido and was unable to take it back due to the high strength of Dido's caravel fleet. Byzantium planned to use Tagmos to take Nagazaramu with their unique ability that allows cavalry units to do full damage to cities following the same religion as Byzantium. However, they would not have time as HDR decided to CC, determining they were too far behind to catch up to Team Say. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.